Hey everyone, after a bit of a break, welcome back to the Pentagon Challenge. We've got a new job again. Wow, what is going on here? Well, don't worry, we'll get into it in a minute. I just wanted to throw a quick apology out for the gap. Um, Long story short, me and my wife are wanting to try and move house this year, and we want to get the house valued as soon as possible. So basically, just been blitzing the house, like tidying the place up, like touching up paint, doing jobs, etc., getting it ready to get valued. So that all that's meant is that I've not had that much time to do much recording or even be playing much Football Manager, to be honest with you. Um, yeah, so I've been doing a bit of catch up lately, and I am ready to record with this new one. And yeah, let's go into it. Let's see what's going on with this new job. Before we get into the video, if you can all do me a favor, drop a like, say hello down below, drop a comment, just say hello, or say what you have for your dinner, or whatever you fancy. Just say whatever. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Please do me a great. It would be great. Now I know what you're all thinking. Don't worry, I'm gonna address it. Where are we? So we are at Partizan Bardejov, who are in the second division in Slovakia. Lovely Slovakia. In Europe as well. First step into Europe. And yeah, you're probably thinking, who the hell is this team? Never heard of them. So, founded in 1922. In a bit of financial trouble at the moment. We are currently, working on trying to correct that slight issue with the wage budget and stuff like that. But you know what? We're working on trying to trim that down too. History-wise, they've only ever won the second division once, and that was in 1994. Last season, we came, I think they came fourth. When we took over, they were sat in 15th, which is where we still are. We played 4 games. We lost our first 3. We'll go into them in a second, but we just won our last one against the team sitting in 7th. And we also kept a clean sheet, which I think was the team's first clean sheet of the season. So, but yeah, don't worry. Elephant in the room. What's the squad like? What is the squad like? So, the squad actually has some very good players. Also has quite a good development centre as well. This guy, Anthony Akidi, is probably the best player in the team. He's Nigerian midfielder. You can see from his value, 95k, wages £400 a week. That's kind of what we're dealing with. He does want to be sold to a club in a better division. Which, you know what, even though he's our best player, if it helps improve the club's financial state, fine. But he's a bit of a monster, really. He scored both goals in the game we just won, including a goal from a corner, because he's probably our best header of the ball. He's 6'4", he's got good jumping reach, and he's got good heading, and that was very evident in that goal he scored. We brought in a few players. He's currently on the bench just because we've not officially put him in the squad properly yet, outside of tactics. Caio Magno is someone who we found, our scouts brought up a few months ago, when we were at Hebei, when we were trying to build up the squad before we got sacked. Whoa. Hold on. Who did you say you got sacked by Hebei? Yeah, remember, start of the video, got sacked by Hebei, it's why, we're in a new job. No, you definitely didn't mention that you got sacked by Hebei. Pretty sure I did. I think something like that's quite important. Probably would have thought to have mentioned the fact that, we lost our job at Hebei, even though we'd, improved the squad depth, corrected the financial position, weren't in the relegation zone. Yeah, I really feel like I would have mentioned that. No. Definitely think I would remember if you said that you got sacked by Hebei. You definitely didn't say that. Yeah, so, okay. So, yeah, everyone, we did get sacked by Hebei. As you know, we didn't have a great squad. There was very little depth in that squad. We were kind of fielding 4 subs. For about 2 or 3 games, I actually had to bring on my reserve keeper and play him outfield, because we had a lot of injuries, suspensions and stuff. Obviously, that wasn't ideal. But we actually picked up some really good results. We drew 2-2 with Shanghai Shenhua. We came from 2-0 down, I think, against Wuhan, drew 2-2. Yeah, like, and then basically, I spent about half an hour to an hour one evening just trawling through my scouting centre, looking for like Chinese free agents because we couldn't sign any more foreign players. Um, like, in fact, also we'd also secured our first journeyman signing, Wallace, who you may remember from Persic Kedri. He was joining us on a free signing at the end of the season, in the December. Yeah, like we basically managed to sign about 7 players, a few on loan from the likes of like Shanghai Port, who have like Oscar. Then we got someone in from Guangzhou, and then we signed like some decent free signings. Like some of them were like ready to go into the first team. Some of them were squad players. Literally just to fill out the team. Obviously, we had like quite a few underperforming players, like who were really affecting the way we wanted to play. Like you may remember, like Ian Hongbo was terrible, averaging like 5.7, 5.8 most weeks. So what we've done, because our wingers weren't really delivering for us, like Luis Lignac also wasn't really doing anything. We basically went to a back 5-3-2, playing Wamba and Quang Jin up front, and that was that's where we were getting the goals from. Sometimes we would play like a 5-2-1-2 almost. So we'd play like Tavares and Tahiri in the middle, and then we put Rafa Leai out on the left as like a lone winger with Wamba and Quang Jin in the middle. Sometimes we maybe play Quang Jin as like a slightly like a, if you think about it, when you've got your 3 strikers, you've got your striker left, striker, and striker right. So sometimes you play Wamba as like a striker central, like a striker, and then Quang Jin as the striker on the right. So he's kind of like drifting over a little bit to sort of fill in that space. Maybe play like Tahiri as a Mazzala, so he would fill in. So we get a bit more service out on the right. We lost our first 2 games in July after the month off, but we'd had to tweak the tactic quite substantially, and we'd also brought in a load of new players. So, but the board were like, yeah, we're not happy with the results. And I was like, nah, I get it. Things aren't going great, but we've had some tough games, and I was thinking, we've got the squad ready now. Hopefully, we can really start competing. We're not in the relegation zone. We're only predicted to finish 15th. You want us to avoid a relegation battle. We're not really doing much else wrong. Yes, the results aren't going our way, but we're not in danger or anything like that. And they're like, nah, sorry, we just don't back it. Out the door. And they just fired me. So I was like, you know what? Okay, it is what it is. So the job hunt started. We actually got offered the job at a South African like championship, like second division, like English championship, English Premier League, blah blah blah, in their championship equivalent. And we thought, well, you know what, if we can get in there, build up, we could potentially get into the South African Premiership, and that gives us a shot at the African Champions League, potentially, a few years down the line. But I was thinking, you know what, in terms of trying to rebuild my reputation, probably not going to be that substantial an increase if I do well there. So we rejected the job offer, and we proceeded to apply for Scandinavian jobs, South American jobs, etc. And then weren't really getting much joy out of them. And then we got in our weekly job newsletter, where it basically lists the jobs that the game thinks you have got a good chance of getting should you apply to them. Up came Partizan in this Slovakian second division. So we thought, you know what, I just want to start managing again. I was bored of applying for jobs. I just want to get back into playing the game properly. So we applied, we got it. They were currently sat in 15th when we took over. Sorry, I'm just chatting. I'm not really showing you much else at the moment in terms of the squad. Yeah, let me just quickly go to the table. We'll go into a few other bits in a bit. Yeah, we're still 15th. But as you can see, we're not actually that far off getting out of the relegation zone. Yeah, I think it's just a chance in Europe just to rebuild my reputation a little bit, really, and then hopefully we can get us moving up into, either into the first division in Slovakia, with someone like Slavan Bratislava or even Zelina. Or we move on to someone like a second division team in France, or, a Nordic team, Finland, Denmark, Norway, etc. But I'm not going to make the mistake I made last time, where I basically planned out the next few years at Hebei, because obviously that didn't work out. So we're not going to worry about that at this point in time. We're literally just going to take it as a month at a time, really. There's quite a substantial winter break of about 3 or 4 months. Here in Slovakia, we play our last game in November, and then we don't have any games December, January, February until we come back in March. So I'll probably just like holiday for a couple of weeks at a time, jump in, do admin, jump back out again. And then see where we are at the end of the season. Need to steady the ship, sort out the finances. And then, like I said, dev center wise, there's a few good players. Might actually not have them because I have already moved the good ones up. Bartosz, Mudry, even Ilko, Andreshka. We've moved them all up. This guy, why is he here? I feel like there's a reason why this guy's here. Oh yeah, I don't actually know why he's in the dev center. He should be. Did he play in the reserve game for some reason? Because he is supposed to be in my game for tonight. That's going to really annoy me if he played. Did they play for match fitness and did I just not notice? Yeah, we've got a massive game coming up now, which I haven't planned it this way. Stellarik, he's another youngster. But yeah, I haven't planned it this way. Basically, we're playing a cup game. This was just me bringing it back for this, just to sort of update you. We're playing a cup game against 4th in the 1st division. So, and their boss has already said, oh yeah, we should be beating this team. They should be beating us. So we kind of responded like, oh, well, you shouldn't be so arrogant. We'll show you in the game. They may well batter us, don't get me wrong. But then we're going to play our next game, which is against Zelina B team, who are currently sat above us in the league. So that's an option to progress on that one. So I'll get into the game and we'll do a bit more chatting during that. I'm kind of aware I've waffled on without really doing much else at the moment. If I've missed anything that you guys want to see, let me know. Media prediction, I think, is like 11th. They came 4th, like I said, last season. So obviously there's a potential for them to challenge higher up. So let's get cracking with this match and hopefully we won't get embarrassed too much. So here we go at home with Partizan Bardzov against FK Peroni in the 1st division. We're from the 1st division in the cup. So basically, tactics-wise, we're going with what we used at the start when we were at Persic, the 4-4-2 wing play. But we're playing the 2 wingers quite high up. We're just playing balanced because we are playing it. In fact, you know what? I'm going to go cautious because we are playing a far superior team to us. I think we just hope and pray because they are a better team. And see if we can nick a goal or like a break or something like that. Nice little cup run would obviously be good for the finances. But I'm very realistic that it's going to be very, very difficult to get past this team. In fact, you know what I might do? He can play as an advanced forward and I'll play Magno. Oh, and there's a first goal as a pressing forward. That is one thing I did focus on improving straight away was the defence. Through signing this guy, Diashan. But even with me having what should be a lower defensive line because I thought I changed it. Basically, we kept getting caught out through long balls over the top, so we changed it to a lower defensive line. Just to try and provide a bit more stability at the back. Well, then Nikidi. In fact, we should be playing for set pieces as well. But yeah, we've gone with this for now. I also want to work in probably just some sort of like counter-attacking tactic and maybe a control possession tactic. But I'm not going to ask them to do too much too soon because otherwise they just won't do it. They won't be able to do it all at once. So, you know what? They're 1-0 against a very good team. In terms of like competition, reputation and stuff like that. So far, it isn't terrible. Can we nick an equaliser just before half time? So as I mentioned, we lost our first 2 games 2-0. It was kind of finding out a bit about the team, realising that the defence was generally quite poor, finding out the weaknesses in the most sort of brutalist of fashions. Then we went and played a team who, I'll be honest with you, they did probably deserve the win, as much as it galls me to say it. Although we didn't say that after the game, we said we were unlucky to lose. basically, you know, they outperformed us XG wise, etc. I'm gonna have to take Kastelovic off actually. He can come off for Hornick. We actually took the lead against them. Oh, here's the post. Dejan is the post. That's more like it though. Let's go a bit more balanced, because you know, if we can start creating chances, I want to be playing a bit more on the front foot. So we took the lead. They then equalised, and then we took the lead pretty much straight away again from a free kick cross. And I was thinking, hey, it's starting to work. And then they equalised at about 70 minutes, and I thought, well, you know what? If we can get a draw, I'll take it. Something like the 89th minute, maybe 91st minute. We gave away a penalty. And we ended up losing 3-2. Couldn't believe it. And as I said, we just played away from home against a team who were sitting in 7th. And we beat them 2-0. It was an even game. And then they had a man sent off. And pretty much 2 minutes later, we got a penalty, which Akidi scored. And 2 minutes after that, he scored from a corner header. So, you know, and like I said, kept a clean sheet as well, which I don't think the team had managed to do up until this point. So, you know, that was a very nice, promising result, which we can, you know, really look to build on. I got a free kick out of that. Sometimes you often see you get a penalty. You know, those sort of instances can kind of go either way. Go on, Kaio. Go on. Go on. Not bad. He's not really hit the ground running for us yet. Playing a bit more attacking now. Vilovsky's having a poor game. He can come off for Gali. Gali's quite quick, I believe. Keedy, he's playing defensive, but we can push him up a bit more, I think, now. Try and get him a bit more involved. Stellarik with the cross. Caio Magno. Oof. That was a good save. Just over the bar. I tell you what, we're creating chances. We are creating chances. We go a bit more positive. A lot of tired legs. Can we take... I think Stakura can play out on the wing, so we'll do that. Go on, Stellarik. Come on, mate. Crosses it. Magno. Just wide. Just wide. Let's play him on attack. Garley's in. Oh, just run into the box by the pen. Crosses it. Magno. Straight at the keeper. Oh, my word. We are creating some real chances here now. So, yeah, I mean, for this season, I'm not really expecting anything big. I think if we can just steady the ship, get the club stable, get a nice, reputable mid-table finish. Looks like this is going to end 1-0 to Peroni. Unless... No. Yeah, steady the ship, and then, you know, maybe next season build up for a hopeful promotion challenge, while trying to raise some money through possibly selling off some of our prospects from the dev center. That looks like it's going to be a real source of joy for us, both financially and in terms of players. I'll show you some of the top prospects in a second, like that Mudry, etc. Look at them, just keeping the ball now. Can't get the ball off them. You know what? I think that's quite a respectable game, especially when their manager was coming out throwing shade at us at the start. You know what? Wasn't that easy for you, was it? Hey, he changed his tune. He said we could be proud of our performance. That was nice of him. That was nice of him. Yeah, I'm just going to get us ready for our next game against MSK Zelina B team, which is in 5 days' time. Hopefully you'll get a better idea of the squad and the players and stuff like that in that point. So we are ready to go against Zelina's B team. Can we? Come on, let's get a win here. Let's go. Let's have this win. Going with Caio Magno and Gali up front. Kerry, and Stellarik. Basically, what we have to do is you have to play one, like at least one under 21 domestic player. That was it. And a minimum of one under 21 Slovak player in the starting 11. So Stellarik is that under 21 Slovak player. He's 19, he's a winger. Basically, we play him because he can cross the ball and he's quick. That's the only reason he's in the team, really. Like why we pick him at the moment. Some of the other players are playing in the B team and stuff. So one player that we are kind of liking the look of, let me just see how he compares, is this guy we've got on loan. He was already on loan when we joined. In fact, you know what? We're going to start him over Manik. We're going to start him today. And we're going to play Dijan. And Zupa, basically, we play him as a no-nonsense fullback because his ability to cross and his ability to pass is not great. So he is literally just there just to tackle, track back and tackle. Now, if we can play like we did in that cup game, I'd like to think we could sneak a result here. Let's go. It'd be nice to see Caio Magno get his first goal for the club as well. He's getting close. I mean, the chances he had in that last game, I think, in a couple of, maybe against different opposition, he'd maybe get a higher quantity of chances. But, I think he was definitely showing signs of getting in the right areas. And I think he could really, start banging them in. We haven't worried about dropping the defensive line this time. And I think that's kind of justified because when we look at their average positions, they seem quite deep. Need to really improve those free kick deliveries. That was a very, very late offside call. How are we? Who's doing what? Key passes from Baran. I want a bit more from the team. Akidi, come on. Yeah, feeds it to Gali. Back to Akidi. Come on. Wodzianski. Out to Kastelovic. Down to Jerry. Gary crosses it in. Yes! Get in! Caio Magno with his first goal. Nicely worked. Look at that. Sprayed out, quick switch over to the right flank, fed down the line for Cherry. I'm going to just call him Cherry. Caio Magno with a lovely bullet header. Yes, that's what we like to see. Just on the stroke of half time. Beautiful. Caio Magno knocks it down for Gali. Akidi feeds it up to Caio. I mean, I appreciate that he backed himself, but obviously the wrong decision there. And this is moving us up into 13th. So that's out of the relegation zone, I believe. Oh no, maybe might not be quite out of it. Might be let's see. Just on the edge. Just on the edge of the relegation zone. Okay. It's okay. We can work with that. That's fine. There's a bit of a gap obviously between us and the teams slightly higher up the table. I think there's a 7-point gap between us and Zelina B team. But obviously if we beat these, it's a nice little clawing back of some distance there. So obviously, if you don't know, as part of this Pentagon challenge, we're going to always sign someone who we've, I'm kind of thinking it's always going to be someone from Persic. We kind of planned for the likes of Wallace, who obviously we did plan. He's going to Hebei. Akidi, yes, that's what he did last time out in the league. Near post delivery from Stellarik and the bullet header from Akidi, 2-0, and that is putting us in a really commanding position with 30 minutes to go. So obviously we planned for the likes of Wallace with Hebei. Pedro Ocasio, I think, is someone who could definitely do a job in this team on that left wing. Jack Brown, maybe not so much. You know, I've got to be sensible at this point with regards to signing players for money when we're in a club in financial difficulty. So Pedro Casio, I think we will look to sign him if we can raise some funds. Because like I said, I think he can definitely do a job on that left wing for us. Yeah, so we're always going to have someone from the very beginning who is going to win everything with us, hopefully. Good tackle from Gali. I haven't made any changes yet. I'm a bit reluctant to do so in some ways because they're playing so well. But it's going to have to be done because we need to keep everyone fresh. So Manik can come on for Dejan because he's a bit tired and he's also carrying a yellow. Akidi needs to come off. He can come off for Gila. We've not seen this guy play yet, actually. That's fine. He can just basically just sit as a defensive ball-winning midfielder. And I think Kaya Magno's looking a bit tired. Let's bring on Vilovsky. Oh, so Slovan Bratislava B team must have equalised, which is why we've now dropped down to 14th. Is that... No, Tatran Press... Oh, maybe it's Tatran Prezov winning, maybe? I don't know. 2 minutes to go of normal time, and this has been a lovely comprehensive win. Second 2-0 in a row as it stands in the league, and a second clean sheet. And Gali hits the inside of the post. Wow. And yeah, maybe things are starting to click a little bit. And if we can carry on like this, bodes really, really well. My plan, everyone, is to revisit this with you guys just before the winter break, so it'll be in November. See how we've gotten on in the last sort of 4 to 6 weeks, and where we are, you know, where we're leaving off before we go on a break, like the winter break, in-game winter break. Yeah, comment down below anything, like I said, that you want to see next time, and I will do my best to remember to put it in. There we go, 2-0, yes. Now, we do have an agreement with Akidi to sell him if we get a bid of 93k. That was something that he asked us for. But obviously, if we can keep him in good form, obviously his value is going to rocket. So that's going to be really frustrating if a club bids 93,000 for him and he's worth double that and we can't get any more for him because he's expecting it to be accepted. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. So it doesn't move us out the relegation zone, but it does put us level on points with Slovan Bratislava B team. It puts us 2 points behind Tatran Prezov, who did win today against, if you can move out the way, Petržalka, who are on 16 points. So who have we got coming up between now and November? I know for a fact we're playing the bottom table team very soon. Next, Tatran Liptovsky, they are also nearby us. Slovan Bratislava B, Sport Probdreza and Mikhailovska, if I'm pronouncing anything right. So we're playing top, second, fifth, and then all teams are round us, I think, between now. So, yeah, when we come back for this Petralska game, we could be quite comfortably sitting around sort of 10th or something, potentially. Who knows? That would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, so I'm aware this is a very long video. Sorry, everyone. I hope you've stuck with it to the end. Take care. I shall see you next time. Stay safe as ever. And thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it.